Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. Hope all of you are fine by the grace of Almighty Allah. I am Saima Bonna, Sector 7, EMSS, is with you to conduct a class on science from class 7. My dear students, hope you are well and you are taking proper care of your study. I hope that you will go through today's lesson. Thank you. Let's go for the class.
Okay, students, so let's start from the first slide. Take notes, open your classwork copy, write down class 7, English medium, subject science,
Lecture 51.
chapter number 07, lesson number 10, 11 and 12. Our today's topic name is non-renewable energy and crisis of energy, searching of alternative source of energy. And now let's go for the previous lesson. What was that? Renewable energy and limitation of energy. Energy conservation. Then biogas. Then airflow. Ebb and tidal flow of water. Solar energy. Merits of non-renewable energy. Perspective of Bangladesh. Renewable energy limitations. This was our last day's lesson, from where you were given some related questions like energy conservation, define, what is conservation of energy, what is renewable energy, what is biogas, what do you mean by solar energy, what do you mean by renewable energy, and so on. Now, I hope that you have already revised the previous lesson properly and did your job properly. Now we will go for our today's topic. The picture you are watching, this is basically a source of energy where it is named as natural source. So our today's topic is, take the teaching points, non-renewable energy, crisis of energy, where the topics will be elaborately discussed: merit of non-renewable energy, limitations of non-renewable energy, causes of crisis of energy.
Now, my dear students, it's the time for learning outcome. After finishing this lesson, you will be able to say merit of non-renewable energy, say limitations of non-renewable energy, sort out causes of crisis of energy, and explain alternative source of energy. So, I hope that you have got the message. What is your learning outcome for today? Now, my dear students, let's enjoy a video on this topic.
Smile and learn.
Renewable energy. We obtain energy from two different sources: renewable energy sources and non-renewable energy sources. Today we're going to learn about renewable energy sources. Renewable energy refers to all those limitless energy sources present in nature. The sun, the wind, the force of water, or the inner heat of the earth are examples of renewable energy sources. These energy sources are present in nature and are naturally replenished. That's why they never run out. These are some of the most well-known renewable energy types. Solar energy comes from the sun and reaches us as light and heat. For example, thanks to these solar panels, we can capture sunlight energy and transform it into thermal energy to heat water in this house. Eolic energy comes from the movement of air or the wind. For example, these windmills transform wind into electric energy. Tidal wave energy comes from the movement of sea waves or when tides change from high to low, and vice versa. Hydraulic energy is produced by the water we store in reservoirs or artificial lakes. Look at this dam! Water falls over from a high spot. Then, it flows through the hydroelectric factory, where the force of the water is transformed into electric energy. Geothermal energy is generated from the heat stored in the earth. This type of energy is used for heating a house or generating electricity, for example. Let's look at some of the main advantages of renewable energies. They are environmentally friendly because they don't emit CO2 or greenhouse effect gases. They are limitless because they are obtained from natural resources that don't run out and replenish naturally. They are safer for our health because they don't generate toxic residues harmful for people. There is no doubt that renewable energies have many advantages, but there are disadvantages as well. Renewable energy resources are not found everywhere in the world. Countries with shorter daylight hours cannot produce as much solar energy as other parts of the world. Obtaining renewable energy can be random or variable because it depends on natural phenomena that we cannot always predict. For example, the amount of rainfall. To reach the world energy objectives and help take care of the environment, it's indispensable to accelerate the transition to renewable energies.
Did you like the video? We have so many more! Subscribe by clicking on the seal. And if you want to keep watching more videos, click on the boxes.
Dear students, I hope that you have enjoyed this video on different types of energy. So now it's time for the class.
You are given a picture where we are watching a beautiful coal, right? And the topic name is non-renewable energy. Why? Or what is non-renewable energy? We have to know first. So what is it basically? This is natural resource which we cannot produce more than once. That means the significant thing has been given that natural resource which we cannot produce more than once, that is non-renewable energy. This kind of energy is spent within short time that are produced. So that means from one source you have once produced energy that will not be again able to reproduce, okay, that energy. Next, some example like coal, then oil, after that natural gas and nuclear energy like uranium. These are very common natural resource and natural non-renewable energy. Coals, what is it? Yes, the picture is very clear, and this is coal. Oil, okay, this is another source of non-renewable energy. Now natural gas, look, the lump of the lump of fire which is basically responsible, which generate from natural resource of energy, that means non-renewable energy, and we use it for our daily usage. Nuclear energy like uranium, here this picture is basically that type of example from where we produce natural energy from nuclear energy from which is a source of non-renewable energy. Now we will enjoy a video on this topic, that is non-renewable energy. Okay, so let's enjoy this video.
Fossil fuels are non-renewable energy resources. These are coal, oil, and natural gas. They were formed from the remains of living organisms millions of years ago, and they release heat energy when they're burned. This heat is used to turn water into steam, which is used to turn a turbine, which then drives a generator to generate electricity. This is the standard model for a power station. There are downsides, however. Fossil fuels release sulfur dioxide and carbon dioxide, which leads to acid rain and an increase in global warming. Another form of non-renewable energy is nuclear. The main nuclear fuels are uranium and plutonium. The nuclei of these large atoms are split in a process called nuclear fission to release a great deal of heat. The heat energy is again used to boil water. The kinetic energy in the expanding steam spins turbines, which then drive generators to produce electricity. Unlike fossil fuels, nuclear fuels do not produce carbon or sulfur dioxide. However, they do have the risk of a fault where large amounts of radioactive material could be released into the environment, such as the disaster of Chernobyl in 1986.
So we have got some ideas about it. Now we will know about merits of non-renewable energy. Most of the vehicles and machines which are run by non-renewable energy need more expense if they use non-renewable energy. So some example will be given. The vehicles run by natural gas or oil or petrol require low cost. So you are watching this picture where cars are using natural gas or oil or petrol, which is very low cost and that is more efficient for our daily usage. Whereas it is difficult and expensive to run a vehicle using renewable energy sources such as rechargeable battery, solar energy. Like you are watching in this picture a battery, and this type of solar battery in a huge scale is used in car so that it can gain energy to run the engine. But basically this is very cost effective, very expensive also. Okay, merits of non-renewable energy. Here the picture has been given. This is a model where the non-renewable energy is used as the main source of power generator. At present, there are many vehicles running by rechargeable battery, which is very expensive and makes lack of energy. Look at this picture. This has been designed in that way where a rechargeable battery will be placed here, and this is basically very expensive and makes lack of energy. Merits of non-renewable energy. Non-renewable energy is cheap. We may get more energy from less quantity of elements. As for example, large amount of electricity can be produced from less uranium. So look at the picture, the life cycle of nuclear fuel. Here, radioactive uranium, where it will be smaller elements and then it will be free particles from where a huge amount of heat will generate, and then power generator. Basically, this is our from where the energy will be produced, and then after that spent was cooled in pool and was scaled in dry gases. So we can say that uranium is another 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 source of energy which will produce a large amount of electricity. Then limitations of non-renewable energy, where the energy of non-renewable is finished frequently and renewable also. So here non-renewable energy sources like coal, petroleum, natural gas, nuclear power, all these are non-renewable and may finish frequently. So here it is the limitations. It's not demerits, but it is a limitation of this type of source. About this topic, you should be concerned. Now, it pollutes environment at large scale. So, it may pollute environment at a large scale. Look at this picture. It is very clear that from here, which smokes are emitting, these are polluting our natural environment. Whereas also these pictures are also one kind of example of our environment is getting very much hampered. It is hampered because of this type of non-renewable energy. Okay. Carbon dioxide spread out by its burning that causes global warming. So look at this picture here. It is telling the story that carbon dioxide is generating from this type of source, and it is also very much alarming for our global warming. So this is basically one kind of picture which is telling you that from this type of sources generate carbon dioxide and then it spread in the environment. After that, it is the basic reason from where the global warming has started. Uses and crisis of energy. More energy is required to meet the demand of increasing population. So, where the more developed a nation is, the more expense of energy they have. From this concept, sometimes each country uses energy at a high rate. So this is that concept that you are developed if you are using very expense of energy you are doing. So this is a concept. On this concept, several countries are believing and they are doing like that way. So this is the graph from where the population is going high, and because of that energy also we are using, that is also the graph is also growing high day by day. Now developing countries are building structures, roads, industries, etc., these at a high level or high rate, and because of that the energy is being used for construction and vehicle purpose also, and vehicle maintenance too. Look at this picture. These are the proof of this type of statement. Here, a big amount of car that we are watching, these are using in developing countries, and also as well as the natural resources are natural energy are also used in this type of construction of underdeveloping countries or developing countries nowadays who are using a lot of energy in these sectors. So people are constructing luxurious building for better living. Energy deficiency is caused due to using radio, TV, VCR, air conditioner, and so on at large scale. Like it is air conditioner, remote, TV, and VCR. These are consuming a lot of energy. business, communication, and other activities of people are increasing day by day. Energy is being used largely for these purposes also. And then searching for alternative source of energy. Now, in this topic, oil, gas, electricity is being used continuously till now, thus going to be finished. So, though atomic energy is coming out as potential source, its initial costing is high. There are uncertainty and risk in case of this supply. So when we are telling about non-renewable energy, where it is one source is oil, one source is coal, one source is gas, and another source is nuclear energy. And this type of energy is atomic energy, and because of that it is coming out as potential source, and its costing is very high. So uncertainty and risk in case of supply is also there. So as there are a high rate of producing energy, and also there is high rate of costing also, and risk also there is high. No, there is uncertainty too. So we can say that we need another way to solve this problem. So natural gas is our priceless asset. We have to definitely believe that it which countries are having this type of source, natural gas or oil, they are very blessed. But this energy is not renewable. We cannot depend on any kind of non-renewable energy resource. These are consumption of large amount of fuel which is used in order to cook food for 150 million people in our country. So that means natural gases are used for our daily cooking, and this is basically not only but 150 million people in our country. Like this way, various various countries who are having this type of source, they are using these natural resource for their daily usage. Wood, dye straw, cow dung, etc. are among them. These are helpful in increasing fertility by soil, but the use of be it as organic fertilizer is limiting as it has been used in cooking. That is why fertility of land is decreasing. So wood, dye straw, and also cow dung, these are very helpful. You have seen a lot of time if you have visited the villages, they used to store the cow dung like this way, and also they used to store the wood dry straw like this way, and then they burn it to again produce energy. Heat that they convert into heat energy. Now, wood is mostly used for cooking. This is not only destroys forest resource but also makes disaster for our environment. Look at this. Here, a lot of trees has been cut. So that means it is telling the story of deforestation, whereas another picture is telling that we are using a lot of wood daily for our regular cooking purpose. And also, if biogas can be produced, we get electricity for fuel, light to run the TV, and in natural areas, in rural areas. If this technology is adopted, the pressure on natural forest resource will be reduced. Thus, environmental balance can be maintained. We can produce more crops by saving land fertility. So look at this picture here. It is biomass sources from where the sewage materials wastage we are using for this sector, and also municipal solids waste also we are using, where also agriculture crops and their animal residues also, whereas we are using them in biomass resources, and also we are getting a lot of benefit from these. So have a look that renewable energy and non-renewable energy. Wind, this is renewable energy, hydropower, solar, geothermal, and biomass. Whereas non-renewable energy, oil, coal, nuclear, and natural gas. So now we will enjoy a video from where we will know about what is the difference between renewable and non-renewable energy.
Difference between renewable and non-renewable resources. Definition: a renewable resource which can be replenished or reused. It means it will never run out. A non-renewable resource is a type of resource cannot be replenished. Example: water, crops, geothermal, solar energy, wind energy, tidal energy are the best examples of renewable resources. Whereas coal, petrol, natural gas, etc. for non-renewable resources. Advantages: renewable resources operation cost is low, clean, no harm for the environment, sun, wind, ocean energy, etc. are available in abundant quantity and are free to use. These sources have low carbon emission and therefore are considered to be more environmental friendly. Whereas non-renewable resources, they are cheap and easy to use, known for their efficiency, ability to produce a lot of energy in short period of time, little or no competition. Disadvantages: renewable resources are not very efficient in producing energy in a massive scale. They can be noisy, they are expensive to build. Whereas non-renewable, they will eventually run out, no clean, they are threatening to the environment. Maintenance cost: renewable resources have high maintenance cost. Non-renewable resources has low maintenance cost as compared with the renewable energy resources. Life of resources: a life of the renewable resources is infinite, whereas non-renewable life of resources is finite and vanishes one day. Presence: available in unlimited quantity, whereas non-renewable or limited quantity.
So you will be given related questions on these topics. 1. Write down the 3 merits of non-renewable energy. Write down 3 limitations of non-renewable energy. What do you mean by crisis of energy? Explain the causes of energy. Why will you search alternative source of energy? How will you search alternative source of energy? So your today's homework is learn the lesson properly and all related questions. I hope that you will do your homework as well as your regular lesson properly. And that's for today. Thank you, my dear students. Goodbye. Thank you.
Dear students, I hope that you have enjoyed the class, and I hope that you will do preparation on these topics which are given. So for today, it is time to say goodbye. Allah Hafiz.